Welcome to Archaeology Week. My name is Shannah and I'm an object conservator at Otago Museum. I chose to talk about the preservation of our archaeological metal collection because that's a project I'm currently working on. These are two samples. They're Romano-British mirrors. We don't have too much information about their provenance currently, but we do know that mirrors at this time were high-valued personal items. And we also know that there was a symbolic link between them and the other world. They were often very decorative on the back and very beautifully made, and I just love them because they're a nice connection to what we have now. They're about the same size as mirrors that we use today. So I just thought it was a nice little connection to our history. So basically you can see here that there's a bunch of blue powder on the outside of this copper alloy object, and that is basically the metal reacting with the moisture in the air and causing corrosion. Now, in the burial environment, that would cause a thick crust around the object, which would sort of protect it, and it would eventually reach an equilibrium. But once it's excavated, it then reacts to the moisture in the air, which then causes this cycle of corrosion, and eventually all you have is mineral left, which is obviously not ideal, and we want to stop that from happening. But it's also very important. We can get a lot of information out of the corrosion product. We can find out things about the burial environment, such as the pH, whether there were salts, how much moisture was there, and more excitingly, whether there were organics which were preserved in those corrosion products. So you can see textile weaves and things like that, which is very interesting for nerds like me. So my job is to stop this all from happening. And so I do this through using what we call microclimate. And basically it's a sealed box. And we use things like indicating silica gel to absorb the moisture in the air and maintain a relative humidity of about 35% or less if we can, because dry is better for metals. And that basically preserves them long term. We want to be very, very careful about removing any of the corrosion products. As I said, there's a lot of information in them, and so we just want to make sure that any information that we have, we get as much recorded as possible before doing anything irreversible. So thank you for listening to my chat on the preservation of archaeological metals, and I hope you have a great Archaeology Week.